He's Bob Lassiter.
Thank you, Charlie. 1:31 the time. So far, it would appear, I haven't really been keeping score, but, just from what I think I'm hearing, that the greatest accomplishment of the administration was bombing Libya. Of course, people conveniently choose to forget the disinformation campaign against Libya, where this nation was caught spreading lies and untruths about Libya's activities and admitted them. It's also conveniently forgotten that the United States of America provoked much of what went on in Libya, in the Gulf of Sidra, and it's also conveniently forgotten that, excuse me there, a little coffee. It's also conveniently forgotten that to this day, 5 American oil companies still do business with Libya, giving Libya much of its revenue so that it can do all those terrible things that they're accused of doing, and may be doing, who knows. Jennifer in Tampa. Hi, Jennifer. You're on the air at WFLA.
Yes, referring back to when you had said that the hostages were released when Reagan signed the thing to be president. Well, I was just wondering, I never knew he was a homosexual. I'd like to know where you got your source from.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, how could he start AIDS if he's not a homosexual? You said that we could put the cause on him for having AIDS.
Just, take a little hit off your bottle of elderberry wine there, Jennifer. It'll be okay in the morning, I promise. Real easy one today. Which of the big guy's accomplishments are you most proud of? Which of the big guy's accomplishments are you most displeased with? To Tim in St. Petersburg. Tim, you're on the air at WFLA.
Yeah, Bob, man, you sound like a communist. Everything everybody says about the president, you're always knocking him.
Tim, I'm asking 2 questions. Are you going to answer them, or are you going to be hung up on?
You might as well hang.
Rick in Tampa, you're on the air at WFLA.
How you doing, Bob?
Fine, thank you.
I've got a couple of quick points for you. I think the thing that I'm most proud of about our president's accomplishments is that he has built up our military. Not that he is going to do anything wonderful with it, but I think that our country kind of needs that military shot in the arm.
Why?
I believe that the Carter administration had been not giving as much emphasis as...
Why do you think the country needed a shot in the arm militarily? What has it done?
I believe the Soviets were, progressing a little bit too fast, where we needed to be equal. And I think that where we had the advantage, we do not now. I think that Reagan has brought us up to a respectable level. The thing that I'm, least proud of is that, unfortunately, he did all this with bad checks. I think that he spent money that he did not have.
Well, it's not a matter of thinking. That's exactly what he did.
I mean, I see, obviously, both my points come from the same issue, but, that's about it.
Thank you very much, Rick.
Thank you,
sir. Carolyn in Largo. Carolyn, you're on the air at WFLA.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Yes, go ahead, please.
I love the way the president reads. All of his scripts.
Which of his policies are you most pleased with? Which are you most displeased with?
I don't like his right-wing policies.
Which right-wing policies? Chris in Kenneth City. Chris, you're on the air at WFLA.
How you doing, Bob?
Fine, thank you.
First of all, I'm in deep pleasure with his original tax cuts, the Kemp-Roth bill. His building of our Navy from an all-time low of 425 ships to 550. The B-1 bomber, SDI. I love Grenada.
The B-1 bomber, the plane that doesn't fly.
Well, we have problems with the people that build them. And the Defense Department has got real problems, and they should have been reprimanded for the way they've handled it. You got me there. I love Grenada. I like what he did to Libya, and I appreciate Miss O'Connor's to the Supreme Court.
Then why aren't you very displeased with what he's doing in Libya?
I'm not displeased.
I said, why aren't you displeased with what he is doing in Libya? Permitting the 5 American oil companies to continue to do business there, putting money in Gaddafi's pocket.
Well, I'm displeased with that.
I would hope so.
Yes. I'm also do you want the displeasures, or?
Yeah, please.
I'm displeased for him not firing George Shultz about 2 years into his administration. And he didn't keep 2 campaign promises. He didn't dissolve the Department of Education. He didn't dissolve the EPA. And he hasn't yet pardoned Norton Poindexter. Of course, we have hope for that.
Oh, why do you think Schultz should have been fired?
Because he's a mealy-mouth, he's a one-worlder, he's a member of the Trilateral Commission.
A mealy-mouth one-worlder.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
All the lines... Need lots more calls. I know they're tough questions. Two lines open. They're both in Hillsboro. It's up to you guys to stop the kazoo playing. One to go. There we go. Well, let's go to Ken in Tampa. Ken, you're on the air, WFLA.
Yeah, this is Kenny in Tampa. Yeah, I'm a first-time caller. What was the big question now?
Robert in Tampa, you're on the air, WFLA.
Bob, you're a big fat jerk.
Dave in Tampa, you're on the air, WFLA.
Bob, I'm most proud of probably his actions with the Soviet Union.
Oh, how's that?
Sitting down and negotiating the arms treaties. Finally starting something with them.
Okay.
Okay? And what I'm most displeased about is the deficit problem. He said he was going to balance the budget with all of these voodoo things, and he never did.
Thank you very much.
All right, Bob. Have a good day.
You too. Mark in Tampa. Mark, you're on the air. Mark is not. Bill in Pinellas Park. Bill, you're on the air, WFLA. Bill hung up too. Carlos in Reddington Beach.
Bob, what's happening?
Kay in Clearwater. Hello, Kay. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, that he kept his hair the same color for...
Gus in Tampa. Gus, you're on the air, WFLA.
Yeah, do you want any thrash metal?
Les at USF. You're on the air, WFLA.
Oh, Bob. I think the best thing he did was the first thing he did. That was make $450,000 bathroom in the White House for Nancy's friends so they could squat in peace.
Joe in Tampa, you're on the air, WFLA.
Yes, I'm proudest of his presiding over secret plans to allow the illegal suspension of the Constitution and imposition of military law that came out during the Contra hearings and was quashed, kept very quiet. Bye.
Cindy in Pinellas Park, you're on the air, WFLA.
Hi. What I'm displeased about Reagan is that he made this rash promise in his campaign that there would never be any hostages, and if there were, there would be swift retaliation in getting them freed. And what pleases me is that he falls asleep during meetings and thus eliminates the room for more errors. And that's all I have to say.
Hector in St. Petersburg. Hector, you're on the air at WFLA.
Yeah, I like the way Reagan, his policy with the Coast Guard down in South Florida. I like the way he cut the funding out because my net assets raised by 300%. And there's a
Paul in St. Petersburg. Sue. Let's go to Dan in Tampa. Dan, you're on the air at WFLA.
Hey, I want to know who in the hell do you think you are?
Bob in Clearwater. Bob, you're on the air at WFLA.
Hey, isn't that the only tune you know?
Okay. There's another one. Mark in Tampa. Mark, you're on the air at WFLA.
Hi, this is Mark. Can I put my kazoo with you?
Rosemary in St. Petersburg. Rosemary, you're on the air at WFLA.
Hello?
Yes, Rosemary.
Yes. You're a dog.
Now, let me get them. What the hell? WFLA.
Yes. I want to talk to Bob about Reagan.
What do you want to say?
I'm going to tell him what I think he's done good and what I think he's not done good. This is Ed up in Land O'Lakes.
What's he done good?
Sir?
What has he done good?
What is...
Too bad you couldn't have heard that. WFLA.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah?
How you doing today?
WFLA.
Hey, man. Hello?
Yeah?
Looks like I gotta give it a rest.
WFLA.
Yes, is this Bob?
Yeah, what do you want?
Is this Bob?
What do you want?
I want to talk about Reagan.
What do you want to say?
Well, number one, what he didn't do good of it. But I think it made us look jerks. And the only good thing he done was ducked when they shot him. And that's about it.
Okay. WFLA.
Hi, Bob.
Yeah.
Where's David Fowler today?
I don't know. WFLA. 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 Hello. WFLA.
Bob?
Yeah.
I ought to slap your fat face.
WFLA. WFLA. Welcome back. It's a gorgeous Wednesday, March the 23rd, 1988. It's hour number 3 of Chat with Bob. That's right, Chat with Bob, the talk show where we let you chat with the guy doing it. It's a remarkable new concept. We're covering topics this afternoon like your favorite flavor of ice cream, as well as your best guess to how many games the Bucks will win this coming season. And, of course, as came up in the last hour, who would you like to go to bed with? You're on the air with Chat with Bob.
Yeah, what are WPLP's call numbers?
WPLP.
Yeah, what's their station number?
570.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Hi, you're on the air with Chat with... Oops, no, you're not. You're on the air with Chat with Bob.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Sarah in Tampa.
Mm-hmm. Did you want to say anything else besides that, Sarah?
Oh, yes. Yes, I didn't want to say anything about Reagan. I think he's a real bozo, but I wanted to thank Bob for the show that he had the other day. I don't remember the day, but it was about religion. What a load of bunk that it all is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I think it takes a lot of courage for somebody to get up on the air and say things like that because people are really discriminated against if they're not Christians or they don't believe in God.
Okay, Sarah. Thank you. You're on the air with Chat with Bob.
Hello, this is Joe from Bradenton.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'd like to let you know about something happening. I sent a letter up there, but I don't know if it ever got to your desk. I wanted to get your comment on an Easter egg hunt. We're having an Easter egg hunt for the blind, children, and the handicapped, and the Easter eggs beep, and we have a paved parking lot with all the obstacles and trees and everything for the kids that cannot move about, and they need their wheelchairs in the pavement. Also, the college will be here for the deaf children. So I'd like to get your comment on that.
I don't have one. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Yes, I'd like to answer some of your questions, Bob.
Okay.
For my favorite ice cream, would have to be chocolate fudge. And on how the Bucks will do next year, with Vinny behind the snap, I think they'll do well. They'll have a winning season. And favorite person I would like to go to bed with would be Heather Locklear.
Okay.
She's very fine.
Okay.
How about you? Who would you like to sleep with?
Myself.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh. I want to say that President Reagan has made it possible for the future generations to be stuck with the biggest debt of all times to pay.
Harlow.
Someone will have to pay.
Harlow, is this you?
Yes, how did you recognize my voice?
I'm not that hard up, Harlow. Hi, it's your turn to chat with Bob if you're not Harlow.
Hey, my name's Joe.
Yes, Joe.
Yeah, I want to talk about all these brain-damaged snowbird tourists that keep cutting me off on the roads and driving 10 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to put a warning out to these guys. You know, I'm tired of it. I'm going to put a bullet in their heads if they give me any trouble. I want them off the roads.
Mm-hmm.
Go back up north. You know, I'm getting ticked off. What do you think I should do about it, Bob?
Well, happy hour starts soon at most of the local bars. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
You.
Yes.
Hey, let's talk about beautiful weather and beautiful young animals. And I haven't heard of anything from you about how your Bassett's doing. And I would love to have a litter. One of a litter, or two of a litter.
Well, you're a little bit too late. I had Sophie spayed last Friday.
Litter has to be part Dalmatian.
I said you're a little too late because Sophie was spayed last Friday.
Well, that's all right. Me and you were spaded, but you shouldn't have did it to the animal. You know, how's your vasectomy working, man? Mine's fine. It's 30 years old, still working.
Well, mine works occasionally. Hi, you're on the air with Pity Poo. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello?
Ah, hello.
Is this Bob?
Yes. That's why the show is called Chat with Bob, because I am Bob.
Why can't I hear you on the radio when I'm talking to you?
Well, you're supposed to be talking to me on the telephone.
That's what I mean, but I'm listening to the radio, too.
Well, that's a no-no.
Oh, now I hear.
Mm-hmm.
I just called up because I wanted to tell you this was the funniest show I've ever heard. I've been laughing for 2 hours.
Well, try Rick Marin on WPLP from 3 to 6. It's funnier still. Hi, you're on the air with Chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob, how you doing today?
Fine.
My favorite ice cream is chocolate. I think the Bucks are going to go to the Super Bowl, and I want to have sex with Yvonne Painton.
Okay, I'll tell her husband. It's your turn to Chat with Bob. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Talk about some of your callers, if I may.
Sure.
Okay, well, I mean, why should they be making funny noises and things when they could talk about something as important as what you can do about a lame duck president? Why not sit here and relish on the past 8 years and talk about what's right and what's wrong and just keep dwelling on that point right there when you know there's absolutely nothing you can do about it?
It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Bob,
Yes.
when I'm on the air already?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hey, I want to answer those questions. I know you know who this is. This is Mark from the ghetto. I haven't called you in a long time. Are you excited?
Oh,
My
very.
favorite ice cream is vanilla. And the Bucks are going to the Super Bowl because I'm going to buy them all tickets. And the person I used to want to sleep with is my sister-in-law, but she got all pogey.
Pogey? What is pogey?
You know, kind of the love handles and
Oh,
flabby in the wrong
pudgy. You mean pudgy?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
When she was just sweet 16, you know, it used to make me think,
Mm-hmm.
you know, this evil thoughts.
Evil thoughts, I say. Okay.
Hey, listen. When you get a black man on the radio, don't go into that Mr. Rogers mode. Black people don't want to be treated like that.
Okay.
Hey, dude. Can't you hear me?
Not anymore. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
What are the 3 questions?
How many angels dance on the head of a pin? What does MC squared really stand for? And how much money does Jack Ellery make at the Sun Network?
Okay, well, I just think you have a great show and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
I say them all die, man. Kill them damn communists, man. They ain't no damn good. They be when you gonna stop, man? With Nicaragua's just the first country. When you gonna scream war, man? When there's 2 countries communists? When there's 3 countries? Give me a number, Bob. I said give me a number, Bob. How many?
3,256. It's your turn to Chat with Bob. Well, now it's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Hello. I'm Mr. Ed.
Hello, Mr. Ed. Glad you checked in with us this afternoon. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob, do you trust women?
Do I trust Lenin?
Women.
Women. Depends. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you know, do you trust them? Do you think they're honest to you? Or, you know, do you think they're always telling you the truth?
It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Hello, Bob. How are you today?
Fine. Yourself?
Oh, I'm fabulous.
Good. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Is that me, Bob?
Yes, it is.
Hang out.
I will.
Hey, Bob.
Yes.
How do you think of the president?
Pardon?
You think of the president?
Pardon?
You want to pardon the president? Are you a jerk?
Would you like me to be?
Get off my phone, you jerk! I'd like to request that you play on the kazoo the final stanza of the Stars and Stripes Forever. I'm going crazy without hearing the end of that.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's all I know.
Hey, Bob. I was just wondering, when Dr. Ruth has sex with her husband, if she goes up on him.
I think she does. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Bob, I want to talk to you about the veterans. You're always cutting down on them. I don't like that. I love our wonderful president. And you're always talking bad about him. I wish you'd go back to, where'd you come from there? I don't like this. Social Security issue, you always talk about our president. He stands for America, start and strive. And I don't like this here. And I wish you'd stop, because what are y'all talking bad about Social Security there? While the people at the VFW, we ain't going to listen to you anymore. And we going back to where you used to come from. I wish you go back to Boston.
Hi, it's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
I was watching a snail crawl across the edge of a razor. This slithering, slimy snail just crawl across the edge of a razor and surviving. This is my dream.
I'll bet it is. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yes. Hello?
Hello?
Am I on the air?
Yes.
Oh, hi, Bob.
Hi.
Boy, have you got a bunch of jerks in this area. Thank God they're the minority. I like to comment about this Reagan. Something we should never forget, and that's Lebanon. When Israel had Arafat trapped, this Reagan stepped in there and freed them. He also furnished the ships to get them out of there, and he made them keep their arms. And Arafat thanked them by killing at least 240 of our Marines. He captured that ship at Lorry something, and he took and his henchmen have managed to take a few more hostages. That's the thanks we got from Arafat by the stupid decisions of this president. And he has done 1,000 things wrong. He can do one thing right: resign from office.
Thank you. It's your turn to chat with Bob. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello?
Hello.
Bob?
Yes.
How you doing?
Fine. Thank you so much for asking. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
How you doing?
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
This is your friend Frank Fenton. How you doing?
Fine, Fred.
Yeah. You remember me from Collinswood, don't you?
Yes, Fred.
Well, we miss you up there. Hope you get to Boston.
Okay, Fred. Thank you. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Will, this is the president calling. I wish you'd stop talking bad about me. I hate it.
You just never know who you're going to hear on the Chat with Bob show, do you? It's your turn to chat with Bob. Sounds like Ed Hartley on the other end of the line. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob?
Yes.
Listen, my favorite ice cream is vodka vanilla, and I think the Bucks are going to do great this year. I think last year was a rebuilding year, and they got rid of that off-colored quarterback, and I think that's great. And, Bob, the one I would like to make love with is you.
All right. Come over right after the show, and I'll fulfill your every fantasy. It is your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello, Bob.
Yes.
How you doing?
Fine, thank you. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Hello. Such is life.
I want to ask you a question. What did that man mean about Dr. Ruth?
What did he mean about Dr. Ruth?
Remember what he said?
Well, he was asking whether or not Dr. Ruth was on top.
Is that what that meant?
That's what it meant.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Would you like to chat with Bob?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Am I on the air now?
Yes.
I just think that Reagan showed the Americans how easy it is to fool them, and still the Americans are gluttons for punishment.
Well, isn't that the truth? It's your turn to chat with Bob.
I'd like to make a comment about some of these withered up old prunes calling in.
Yes.
I get paid under the table, so I'm not paying their Social Security. I'm not paying their way.
Santa, is that you? It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Very angry. I'm going to blast you with my demoralizing gun.
I really do wish you wouldn't. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Must be a sailor. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Would you like to chat with Bob?
Yeah.
Well, it's your turn.
Okay. Bob, I hope you don't go to Boston, because then who are all these weirdos going to talk to?
Ed Hartley. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello,
Hello.
Bob.
Yes.
I think it's terrible the way those people are doing. Hello. I can't believe it's the same thing.
Which people did you have in mind?
Well, the ones that are calling you.
Oh. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Bob.
Yes. My. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello, Bob. Do you have
Yes.
Dr. Ruth on the air with you?
No, I don't. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello, Bubbles, line 2. Bubbles, line 2.
It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Did you watch a portrait of Russia?
I did last night, yes, as a matter of fact. Turn to chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Yes.
Oh, I'll be darned. First time caller. I got to tell you, I love you, caller. I love your show.
Well,
Make me
thank
laugh
you.
so hard. What you do with these people? Don't hang
It's
on.
something else, isn't it? It's your turn to chat with Bob. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob, what's up? Not what should be, huh? Hey, listen, I got a question here. Whatever happened to that Jacob Queer guy?
I don't know.
I've been gone for like 3 months at college, and I haven't heard from the guy since I've been back.
Well, that's true. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yes, Bob, this is Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Auto sex is great. Oh!
It's your turn to chat with Bob.
I used to smoke 20 packs of cigarettes a day. When I had my left lung removed, I cut my smoking in half.
That's fascinating. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Good afternoon, Bob. If
Good
I may, I'd like to
afternoon.
get a dialogue started on President Reagan, if possible.
It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Good God, right here, the fast, and I like it like that. Say, burn, Willie, burn, off there.
Ain't you glad?
Yeah, bye.
Them 12 years trying not to take the rap, appeals and states and every kind of crap. I want that somebody sitting here on my lap and it's burn, let it burn. Yeah, burn, let it burn. I hear the fat and I like it like that. Burn, let it burn. Yeah, burn, let it burn. Burn, let it burn. I hear the fat and I like it.
It's
Know what that is?
No, as a matter of fact, I don't. It's your turn to chat with Bob. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Na, 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye, Bob. Wow, 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 wow.
I'm sorry, sir, but the singing show is tomorrow. You're a day early. Probably $1 short, too. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Bob, the Bucks will never make it to the Super Bowl, so why don't they just give up?
It's your turn to chat with Bob.
About Joseph Gabor, Mickey Rooney, and...
No, I haven't. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Bob, masturbation is the sincerest form of flattery.
To each his own. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Happiness is 100,000 Canadians leaving to go back to Canada carrying a New Yorker under each arm.
Let me write that one down. That sounds clever. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Hello, would you like to chat with Bob?
Go home, Bob.
I will at 4 o'clock. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
That last guy singing was a Hodad Pinko.
Okay. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Hello, would you like to chat with Bob?
Yeah, sure would. Hey, I was wanting to ask you first. I called once today. Am I allowed 2 calls?
No, you are not. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Go home, Yankees.
I will. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Bob. You're an angel from heaven. And I love you dearly. And I hope you stay on this line forever.
Well, I won't. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
I am a born-again Christian, so I am going to boycott your station.
It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello?
Hello.
I bought a horse, and it's out in my barn, and it keeps ordering gallons of carrot juice, and he talks to me, but he won't talk to any of the neighbors. And I read my book on the medication I take, and it's not one of the side effects, and I don't know what to do.
I'd change channels if I were you. It's your turn to talk with Bob. Chat with Bob.
Yes.
Yes. Hello there.
Just wanted to tell you how much I enjoyed hearing the news about David Fowler coming back on the air, and how much I'm enjoying listening to your show. I hadn't been a fan of yours for a long time, but I've been listening to you, and I just wanted to tell you how much I enjoy it, and looking forward to having David there, too.
Well, David will be on the air at 9 o'clock Monday morning.
Very pleased to hear it. Thank you.
Okay, take care. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go where? Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
I'm 81 years old. I'm from Cornstalk, Indiana.
Well, happy birthday and welcome to Tampa Bay. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Sounds like there might be a thunderstorm in Pinellas County. Oh, no, we can't do that. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Hello.
Hello.
Would you like to chat with Bob?
Yes.
Well, then go ahead.
Well, you talked about the president and what we're proud of. I would like to state that I'm proud that he has finally taken a stand against fat, draft-dodging talk host shows.
When did he do that?
Well, he did that yesterday. You didn't hear?
No, I didn't. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yeah, this is Jerry from Tampa.
Yes, Jerry.
Yes, is it Bob Lassiter here?
Well, this is the Chat with Bob show.
Could I speak to Bob, please?
No, you cannot. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Competition Marine.
What did she say? It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Martin Downey Jr., you're not. You pamphlet puking liberal. Zip it. Martin Downey Jr., you're not.
How did he know? Let me pull that up right now. Okay. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yes, I'd like to say a quick thing about Ronald Reagan.
Okay.
I liked Richard Nixon a lot more than Reagan, but say a couple more things. How do you like your show today?
Fine, thank you. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello, Bob. The limo will be there at 4:30 today to pick you up.
Okay, it's your turn to chat with Bob. Hello, would you like to chat with Bob?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to ask you if David Fowler's going to be on your show permanently.
No, he is not. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hi, Bob. How you doing?
Fine, thank you for asking. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Oops, that one hung up. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hi, Bob. I want to know why you're being such an idiot on the show to all your customers today, just because it's your last day there.
It isn't my last day here.
Well, why are you being so bad and rude to everybody who's calling up?
I'm not. I'm being very friendly.
You're being friendly?
Yes, I am.
I want to describe it as being friendly. You're cutting everybody off quite rudely.
Would you like to hear how I can be rude?
Sure, go ahead, Bob.
Get off my phone, you subhuman pig. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yeah. I was wondering, are we still talking about Reagan, correct? I was just thinking this. The best thing that Reagan ever did was get elected. The second best thing he ever did was not to co-sign George Bush. George Bush would be a massacre for this country. That's my true belief.
Okay. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Hello, would you like to chat with Bob?
Yes.
Well, then you should have spoken up the first time I asked. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Is this the Bobby Show?
Yes, it is.
All right.
It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Bob, I'd just like to dispute what that little punk said who called your show about shooting snowbirds. I'm a snowbird. My wife and I come down here every winter. We pay taxes down here. We have our car service down here. And I have a message for that little punk. I'm an old man, 82 years old. I have nothing to lose. Next time you or one of your little brat punk friends come by in your damn Japanese cars and stick your finger up at me, you'll die the death of 1,000 dogs.
I don't drive a Japanese car. Can I still stick my finger up at you? It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm originally from Iowa, and I heard once that your wife is from Iowa?
That's correct. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
I would like to thank you for helping me to grow mentally and intellectually, which obviously hasn't happened with 98% of this market.
Isn't it great? It keeps beans in my pot. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, I know I'm not chatting with Bob, but...
Not anymore. Not when you start out that slow. It is a ratings period, you know. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hi. I'm the person who called a little earlier about...
Oh, just one call per show. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Sorry, whistling competition is on Monday. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Mr. Lassiter.
Yes?
I would just like to clear up the air with all these brain-damaged snowbirds calling up and saying they spend money. They do not spend any money in this economy. They just...
It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Cleveland Wheeler, you have nothing to worry about.
It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob, this is Randy, Tampa. Just called up to tell you that I can't believe these scumbags that call into your radio station. It shows the lack of intelligence they have. And again, I don't know if you're leaving the radio station or if you're not. If you are, it's going to be a big loss to Tampa Bay. And if you are leaving, all I can say is the best of luck to you, and I'm sure you'll do good.
Take care.
Thank you.
One more hour yet to go on the Chat with Bob show. This afternoon we're discussing the merits of Leave It to Beaver versus the Brady Bunch. Which is your favorite? The chat lines are in Hillsborough County, 990. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello, sir. I'm at the office at this time.
It's your turn to chat with Bob. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello.
Hello.
Bob.
Yes.
Am I on the air?
Yes.
I'd like to give him my definition of a draft dodger.
Okay.
Have you got time?
Sure we do.
Okay.
It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. Perhaps now they can hear from some intelligent life.
I doubt it. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Robert, unfortunately, I guess we can't blame you for wanting to get out of here. Thank you.
It's your turn to chat with Bob.
It's your turn to chat with Clark.
I think I'll just as soon pass. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello?
Hello.
Bob?
Yes?
Okay, this is Earl from Sarasota.
Yes, Earl from
I just heard your
Sarasota.
news a minute ago. Hey, I think you're doing a terrific job. You've got people really showing their ignorance. But I just heard your news a minute ago, and they said some group, but I didn't catch the name of the group, wants to burn a puppy alive to protest things in this world. Bob, make a whole show of that, 4 hours, of what love is, because I tell you what, you're full of it, and you won't let these people show idiots of themselves. You are terrific. I like you. Bye.
I don't think I've ever been called full of it before on the air. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Hello, would you like to chat with Bob?
No, is Brad James there?
No, he isn't. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
Yes.
What's going on, big guy?
Not much. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know who's more full of it, you or your chair.
It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Your show has been the pits today, and I can't believe you're actually getting paid for this.
Well, thank you for being part of it. It's your chance to chat with Bob. Sometimes I amuse myself.
A message from Jesse Jackson.
Brothers and sisters! Brothers and sisters! I don't know what this world is coming to!
Either do I. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Yes?
Question. When you said David wouldn't be on permanently, was that a maybe or a positively no?
That's not what I said. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello.
Hello.
Would you be so kind, sir, as to tell me what the new lineup Monday's going to be?
No, I
Starting
wouldn't.
with David?
No, I wouldn't. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yeah, Bob, about that tourist they called earlier, if he doesn't like it down here, what's that bozo doing down here if he don't like the way we make fun of him? There's plenty of other states he could go and visit.
Would you care to suggest some?
Yeah, like maybe someplace behind the Iron Curtain.
That is not a state. Your turn to chat with Bob. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Hello, would you like to chat with Bob?
Yes, I would.
Well, why don't you?
Okay.
Was there anything else you wanted to say?
Bob, your farts stink.
You should know because we know where your nose is most of the time. Well, that's what you will hear. It's your turn to chat with Bob. That's very clever. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yes, Bob.
Yes. Would you care to elaborate on that?
Well, I think,
Oh, come now. You've never done that in your life. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yes. I don't know what's happened to you, Bob, but you turned out terrible. You don't answer nobody's question. You hang up. All you want to do is chat with Bob. You used to be real good.
What question would you like answered?
I don't guess so. I just want to know what in the world happened to you.
You don't have any questions you want answered, and yet you're very distraught with me for not answering questions.
Huh? Well, that's right. I really am, because you haven't been acting like this.
I haven't been acting like this? How have I been acting?
Well, you used to run a pretty good show. I'm sorry about that. But I've been listening, and I certainly haven't heard anything like today and yesterday. Never. I'm sorry.
I'll go along with that. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Bob?
Yes?
I keep calling that 353 number, and I can't. It doesn't go through. Do you have a Tampa line?
It's 393-0057. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Okay. You want to? You want to? You want to? You want to?
Not as long as I can get suckers like you to call in. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Oh, WPLP. Is David Fowler there, please?
No, he isn't. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello, Dan?
Yes?
How you doing?
Fine, thank you. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Yes?
Would I be correct in assuming that the great Bob Lassiter has had his ass canned as of Monday?
No, you wouldn't.
Well, that's a shame.
Sorry to disappoint you. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yes, concerning the intellectual level that I've heard of your audience and of your management, Bob, there's only up for you.
It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hi, Bob. Just wondering, who's your favorite comedy actor?
I don't have any. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob, today's probably the worst day to bring this up, but I've got a topic for you to discuss. Not that any of the listeners today would go along with it. I think you need to address racism, not only from whites and blacks, but from blacks to whites as far as how we treat one another, you know? I mean, a black man comes up to a black man, and they can communicate, and a white man comes up to a white man, and they can communicate. But it seems when black man and white man come together, there's a wall that goes up, and I'm not sure why. Can you hold up? Let me close this door.
It's your turn to chat with Bob. It's your turn to chat with Bob, the show with a young audience.
Bob.
Yes.
Hey, this is Gary in St. Pete. How you doing?
Fine, thank you for inquiring. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Chat with this, Bob.
It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello, Bob.
Hello, caller.
I think you're washed up. I've never heard a program like you put on today.
That's right. That's what keeps me going. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hi, Bob. I just want to say I think you're great, and if you are leaving Tampa, I'd like to know where you're going, because I'd like to be right behind you, and we can make this ground zero.
I go to St. Petersburg every afternoon at 4. It's your turn to chat with... Oops. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Is it me, or are some of the callers a little spacey today? It's your turn to chat with Bob. Hello. Would you like to chat with Bob?
Yes.
Well?
Oh, Bob, the way you have this set up, I didn't realize I was on the air.
Well, you'll have to think quicker the next time. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Mine?
Yours.
Oh, good. I'm sorry I didn't hear the producer. Bob, you were our last hope for some intelligent talk show here in the Tampa Bay area. I'm very, very disappointed, not in you, but in the audience. But it's your job, Bob, to control the theme, and it would seem to me.
That's exactly what I'm doing, and I would also ask, where were you 2 hours ago? It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yeah, these Canadians down here cruising the beaches are so damn cheap. I'm going to start throwing pipe bombs in all their damn cars. I want to ship them all up north. I'm tired of these Jew-backed Canadians and all these other Ohio, Michigan idiots. What can I do about it?
Ohio and Michigan are not part of Canada. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Bob, why don't you admit that you're a draft dodger?
Because I'm not. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
God bless America.
Ooh, let me get my kazoo. of the show, get a busy signal. We do have overload lines. In Hillsborough, that's 224-0057. And in Pinellas, it is 393-0057. Hi, you're on the air with Chat with Bob.
Yes, Bob. I want to ask you now, seriously. I want to ask you, can you give me your definition of a draft dodger?
No, I can't. It's your turn to Chat with Bob. Hello, would you like to chat with Bob?
Yeah.
Well, then why don't you?
Oh, is it my turn? Did you have Dick Norman fired so that David Fowler could take his place?
Yes, I did. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Oh, Bob.
Oh, there's that spacey caller again. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Bob, I figured out the format of your program today. You must be trying to see how many idiots can call in your time slot. I never heard such a low IQ of callers.
Well, thank you for being part of it. And for helping me to set that record. It's your turn to Chat with Bob. It's your turn to Chat with Bob. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob, how you doing? This Woodrow at Bay Pine Nursing Home. Look at here. When you leaving the station, man?
Right after the show, it's your turn to Chat with Bob. It was only clever the first time. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Your program has been a barrel of laughs. Goodbye.
It's your turn to Chat with Bob. Oh, damn it, I was just getting into it, too. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Bob. Listen, I've got a bizarre story to tell you, a real fast one. And this has to do with a guy that's next door to me. And he's a rather elderly gentleman who just got some brand new dentures put in. Now, last Saturday, he was out mowing his lawn, and I guess the lawn or whatever the stuff is, the pollen or whatever, got to him, and he sneezed. And doggone if his dentures didn't pop right out of his mouth. Well, his reflexes aren't too good. And what did he do? Ran over him with a lawnmower. What should he do about that?
Well, probably in the future he should take a glass of water out with him when he's going to mow and leave the dentures in the glass of water, perhaps on the back step. It's your turn to Chat with Bob. Hello, would you like to chat with Bob?
Hello, Bob.
Hello, yes.
I'd like to chat with Bob.
Well, why don't you?
No, Bob, listen. Have you been in touch with your father lately?
No, not for many years. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yes, Bob.
Yes.
I've been doing a little figuring here, and...
Didn't hurt yourself now, did you? It's your turn to chat with Bob. Hello, would you like to chat with Bob? I guess not. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
No, I don't want to hear nothing you got.
Well, you're going to hear it. That one incredible thing in common that you all share.
Ooh, I wonder what that was. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello, Bob.
Yes.
You're brilliant. At 40 cents a call, you'll be able to retire from all this after today.
That's right. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Hello, would you like to chat with Bob?
Yes.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Well, attitude is everything. And I've found that people from New Jersey would just go on back to New Jersey. Florida would be a damn good place.
It's your turn to chat with Bob. Now it's your turn to chat with Bob. was hoping they'd call back. God, that's a good song. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Bob, let me ask you, did you drive to work today or bring your lunch?
No, I brought my lunch. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
At no time during the discussion, at no time whatsoever during the discussion, do you ever mention the other person involved.
I guess he didn't. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yes. Somebody just called and told you how much money you were making on these phone calls. And I think you've made too much already, because I figured you made $880 already this afternoon, because I've been counting the phone calls.
Well, we all need something to do to pass the time, don't we? It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yeah, Bob, I was just wondering, I'm down from Michigan. I was wondering if you were from up that way.
No, I'm not. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
A friend of mine was building a...
Oh, come on, you don't have any friends. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello, Bob?
Yes.
How you doing today, Bob?
Fine, thank you.
You forgot Dan.
I forgot Dan? You people are going to have to speak more clearly.
Yeah.
Would you like to chat with Bob?
Yes. I'd like to hire you for my babysitter. You have beautiful music.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, but I'm not available for babysitting. It is your turn to chat with Bob.
Yes, Bob, you know, you think you're real popular, don't you?
No, sir, I know I am. It's your turn to chat with Bob. I'm sorry, I can't play the kazoo to that. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Whoops, got a duck there. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Bob?
Yes.
Bob? Bob?
Something wrong with your phone, sir. You should have it taken care of. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hi, Moose. You going to watch WrestleMania Sunday?
No, I am not. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yes, Bob, we'd like to declare open season on snowbirds as of now. Thank you.
Now it's your turn to chat with Bob. I tell you, the fleet must be in this afternoon. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? It's a neighborly day in the neighborhood.
I don't like that song. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Q105 means music and money.
Yes, and low ratings in the afternoon. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
You will never make a new Rogers, will you? You think you do?
Again, I caution you, you must speak clearly if you want to insult Bob. It's your turn to chat with Bob. I'll bet you had wondered who the sucker was that bought the album of lullabies that they advertised on late-night TV, didn't you? Now you know. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Bob Lassiter?
Yes.
You look marvelous.
Is that it?
You look marvelous, darling.
You shouldn't repeat yourself. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Bob, don't cut me off.
Okay. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yeah, all these people piss and moan about all these snowbirds. What the hell would the economy be like without us? I wonder if anybody's got a comment about that. Thanks, Bob.
It's your turn to chat with Bob. Hello, would you like to chat with Bob?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, then what are you waiting for?
Well, I'm waiting for somebody to let me in.
Someone to let you in? Do you mean you're locked out?
No, I'm still waiting.
What are you waiting for?
To chat with Bob.
You don't have to wait to chat with Bob.
I don't have to?
No, you don't.
What do I have to do then? Wait.
Just chat.
Just chat?
Just chat.
Oh, okay.
It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello, Bob.
Yes?
Whatever happened to Martin Borman?
I haven't the vaguest idea. It's your turn to chat with Bob. Did he used to work here?
Hi, I just wanted to give you a little bit of advice.
I don't need your advice. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Everybody says,
That has to be the worst kazoo playing I've ever heard in my life, probably with a cheap kazoo. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello, Bob.
Hello.
Yes, this is your turn to chat with Dan. Go ahead.
Dan.
Yes, go ahead.
Dan.
Yes, go ahead and chat.
I wanted to know what you thought of about. You remember you were talking about that gun thing the other day about the old lady that had the gun under the pillow?
Get to the point, please. Get to the point.
Okay, Dan. Can you give me 1 minute?
Okay. Please turn down your radio. I'm having trouble.
Okay. Do you know that lady who kept the gun under her pillow?
Yes, I do.
How do you know she had a gun under her pillow?
I don't know that.
Get off my phone, man.
Are you still there?
Yes, but you're not. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yeah, this is Dr. Smith's office, and your test came back positive. You have AIDS.
Thank you. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yes, I'd like other people's comments on copulation.
Okay. It's your turn to chat with Bob. You're chatting with Bob.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Bob, listen, I am really amazed at the idiotic people in the audience today. I mean, I feel sympathy for you. I apologize for the Tampa Bay area, and a man of your caliber should not have to put up with imbeciles like this.
I'm enjoying the hell out of it. It's your turn to chat with Bob. You're chatting with Bob.
My next-door neighbor was building a barbecue in his backyard, and the way he had it designed, it required exactly 99 bricks, okay? And he went to buy the bricks, and they only had them in bundles of 100. So he bought the bundle of 100 bricks, and he built the barbecue, and just as he designed it, it only took 99. So he took the last brick in his hand, and he threw it up in the air. Get it? He took the last brick in his hand, and he just threw it up in the air. Okay, I have another one. There was these two people in line waiting to go on a cross-country airplane trip, okay? And there was this old lady, and she had a poodle. And the poodle was yapping and yipping and yapping and yipping. And there was this guy who had this smelly cigar, okay? And they're in line, and they're really mad at each other, and they're not getting along, okay? So anyway, as it turns out, they're sitting next to each other on the plane. And the guy's smoking the cigar, and the old lady, she has her poodle and yipping and yapping, and they're really mad at each other. So they make this deal. They say, okay, what we're going to do, we're going to open up the window of the plane, and on three, the guy's going to throw a cigar out, and the lady's going to throw the poodle out. Okay, 1, 2, 3. They open the window, and they both throw, the poodle and the cigar out the window, okay? Then the plane lands, okay? And they look over on the wing, and guess what they see sitting there?
What?
A poodle with a brick in its mouth.
Whoa, that's quite a story. You're on the air. I beg your pardon. Hi, it's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yes, Bob. You've only had 5 people call you all afternoon, but they've all called you about 10 times.
Doesn't make any difference. It's 40 cents a call. You're on the air with Chat with Bob. You should see a doctor. Your breathing is very irregular. You're on the air with Chat with Bob. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the joke from a couple of calls back. You're on the air with Chat with Bob. Hello, would you like to chat with Bob?
You stop human being, you blowhard.
Anything else? My God, it took her forever to hang up the phone. Can you imagine how long it took her to walk over to it with her walker? It's your turn to chat with Bob.
No butt light, you old fart.
You're chatting with Bob. Hello. Do you want to chat with Bob? I guess not. How about you? Would you like to chat with Bob?
Bob, I'm 93 years old and I'm from Moose Kit, Wisconsin. I want you to tell those little punks in your audience that us snowbirds will go where we want to, when we want to, and we'll drive as slow as you want to as long as you're not exceeding the speed limit.
Okay, I'll pass that along. You're chatting with Bob. Gee, just when we were all starting to enjoy it, turn to Chat with Bob.
Hello, can I chat with Bob?
Certainly.
Can I ask a question?
I don't know, can you?
Well, I wanted to ask
I think you really mean, may I ask a question?
May I?
Yes, you may.
Okay. Couldn't we have a little bit more intelligent conversation than the nonsense of today?
No, we could not. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Yes.
How you doing? You know what this is?
No, I don't. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
You know how you might be able to get better ratings during your time period?
It's impossible. It can't be done. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Hello, Bob.
Hello.
I just called the airport, and I found that there's a flight to Boston.
Great, take it. It's your turn to Chat with Bob. Hello.
Yeah, Bob.
Yes.
Janie over in St. Petersburg. Say, kid, back in the 60s, I lived on the other coast, and I kept listening to a radio station where they had a serial, and your voice is so familiar. Did you do the serial?
No, I didn't. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
There was an article in the paper this morning about a little baby that was born with no eyelids.
There were a number of articles in the paper this morning.
And, well, this one in particular, your eyelids are very thin and transparent, and the only kind of skin that was compatible to his eyelids was from the head of his penis, so they grafted the skin onto his eyelids. He's okay now, but he's a little bit cockeyed.
I see. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Bob, I've listened to your show in the past, and sometimes when you have shows like this, it just makes me so mad.
Oh, my. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Yes, this is Dr. Ruth Westheimer.
No, it's not. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Hi, Bob. After listening to your program today, I'm totally convinced that the people here in Tampa Bay have got to be the dumbest that I have ever heard. You know, I'm from New Jersey, and it's too much. I agree with you, like 100%. Like, if you could get another job someplace else, go for it, man. That's all.
It's your turn to Chat with Bob. Oops, lost that one. Now it's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Hello, this is Dr. Ruth. Are you having good sex?
Dr. Ruth was popular quite some time ago. I'm really sorry. I think you should probably try to work on some other impersonation. It's really quite passé. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Commies in Boston will love you, Bob.
It's your turn to Chat with Bob. It's about 6 inches. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob, what's the meaning of life?
Beats me. Your turn now to Chat with Bob.
Bob, next time you use a commode, flush it. Does everybody have to smell that? Oh, gee.
Your turn to Chat with Bob. Your turn to Chat with Bob.
Bob, speaking of stupid, you are the tops. The plane leaves right away for Boston. Get on it.
Your turn to Chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob, how's your lawsuit with Richard Shanks going?
Don't have one.
Well, you were going to sue him.
That's
Said
right.
Go on the air.
That's right.
Can't back it up or what?
No, he backed down. It's your turn to Chat with Bob.
Hello?
Hello.
Shut your filthy hole, you scum!
Your turn to chat with Bob.
Hi, Bob. Do we still have that date for tonight?
Yes, we do. I'm looking forward to it, and I know that you are too. Your turn to chat with Bob. Hello. Oops. I guess that person's gone. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Are we still talking about beef?
Yes, we are. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Bob, I heard David Fowler's coming on Monday.
That's
Is he
correct.
taking Dick Norman's place?
Who could ever take Dick Norman's place? Your turn.
Quarter.
That's only because you nibbled off some. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello, you horse's ass.
No, this is Bob.
No, it's a horse's
No,
ass.
Jack Ellery was on earlier today. Your turn to chat with Bob. Hello, would you like to chat with Bob? I guess not. How about you? Would you like to chat with Bob?
Can't always get what you want.
Oh, silly boy, I do. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Okay, Bob. You know, you're I'm one of the 5 that have called you this afternoon. And
I know, over and over again, you sucker. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob. I got a letter in the mail the other day. It's
Great. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Yeah, Judge Borg for president.
Okay, your turn to chat with Bob. Oops, that one hung up. I can well understand. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Bob.
Yes.
Hey, after today, have you changed your opinion of the death penalty?
No, I haven't. Your turn to chat with Bob.
I'm
Chatting with Bob. Sounds to me like Ed Hardley calling up crying because I have so many calls and he doesn't. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Yeah, Bob, I'd like to talk about all these Canadians that are going up and down along the road. I think they're a bunch of commie pinko fags, and somebody needs to turn around and send them back to Canada. Commie pinko.
Your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello, chat with Bob.
Yes.
Do you have your kazoo out? I taped some music this morning. I'll tell you why I did it. I generally have a very musical chihuahua here who sings with me. He refused to sing, but I taped it anyway, and I thought it's just the right tempo for your kazoo. It's a little piano ditty, and I think it would lend very nicely to your playing. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm always ready.
All right.
Sound is awful. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Yes, Mr. Lassiter.
Yes.
I believe you gave a wrong information or an answer to that question about the nuclear fines on a power plant. That will not be coming out of any budget where it is put back into a rate-based. Public Service Commission does not allow that any longer.
I'll bet you are. Your turn to chat. Whoops. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Oh, am I on the air?
No, you're not. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Hi, I'm Dave Campbell.
I hope you hurt yourself. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Well, are you having good sex or what?
I tell you, some people just never catch on that Dr. Ruth is passé. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Bob.
Yes.
Where's the traffic reports?
Where are the traffic reports?
Yeah, I haven't heard any.
They start at 4 o'clock.
But they start at 20 to 4 and 10 to 4?
No, you're way behind the times. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello?
Hello.
Good day.
Good day.
Could I chat with Bob?
Sure you could.
Hey! Hey!
Hey.
Bobber! How you doing, man? You little fat, ugly sucker, you know? You fat, ugly sucker, you know?
Ah, but a well-paid ugly sucker. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Listen, I'd like to talk to Bob. Not exactly talk, but comment him on something.
Oh, what's that?
That I've never heard so many ignorant, stupid people call yesterday or today. What do you think of that?
What do I think of that?
Yeah, that don't you agree with me that there's so many stupid bastards calling him today for Ignorant people.
Oh, I've done this for a long time. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello, Bob.
Hello.
Can I ask a question?
Sure you can.
Did Mary get fired from PLP also?
Yes, she did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bye-bye.
Bye. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Bob.
Yes.
You're having a great show.
Thank you.
But don't you feel stupid?
Not in the least. Your turn to chat with Bob.
I gotta go poopy in my panties.
I'll bet you do. Your turn to chat with Bob.
I've got to go to work just fine.
Your turn to chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob,
Yes.
I really want you to come down to the El Goya, because you look marvelous, darling.
He's also passé. Your turn to chat with Bob. Would you like to chat with Bob? I can't do that.
Well, he's full of crap.
Well, unlike you, I don't talk to myself. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Are we still talking about beef?
No, you're not. Your turn to chat with Bob.
Hey, Bob, everybody, all the guys from Alumax want to wish you the best in the world.
Ah, another sailor. Your turn to chat. Whoops, not that one. How about this one? Your turn to chat with Bob.
Yeah, Bob, all these Canadians that are here in Pinellas County, we need to open up a free tour group here and put Charles Manson in charge of it so he can wipe them all out.
You're chatting with Bob. I know it's very complicated machinery. You're chatting with Bob.
So tell me, what kind of animal is Goofy?
I don't know. I've often wondered about that one myself. You're chatting with Bob.
I don't know. I've always wondered about that.
Just for that, I'm going to dump it so you won't hear yourself on the air. You're chatting with Bob. Hello. You're chatting with Bob.
Bob, you know, there's only been 5 of us called you this afternoon, but we've all called 20 times.
Then why did you sit there for almost 8 minutes getting a busy signal? You're chatting with Bob. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Bob.
Yeah. Sorry about that. The delay is on, Turkey. You're chatting with Bob.
Yes, I'd like to take this opportunity to say hemorrhoids on the radio. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Would you like to chat with Bob? I guess not. Well, we'll have more chat with Bob next time, right here. So until then, you behave yourselves, would you?